All right, so we're back. I've got my hands clean from my sticky Rice Krispie treats. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll out my pillow covers. And these are pretty easy. You're just gonna take your fondant and you're gonna roll out some sheets of it. And it's the same color as the quilt cover, as our comforter. You can make it white, you can make it an accent color. You can do whatever you want with your bed. It's your bed. So what I'm going to do is I've got it like this. I'm going to go ahead and take it and put my quilting pattern in it because I want my pillowcases. These are actually, you know what, I was wrong. These are not pillowcases, these are shams. The big pillow that goes underneath, which matches the quilt. So I'm going to make my shams and I'm going to put my quilting pattern in it, the same as I did on my quilt, like this, and I'm eyeballing it again because I'm too lazy to actually measure it. But the thing is, once you add all the details, nobody's going to notice. All right, so I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to lay my first pillow on here and I'm going to wrap it. And then I'm going to cut that side. You don't need it to go all the way around because it you won't see this part because it's going to be laying against the bed. So I can see that this is going to wrap like that. So I'm going to wrap this part around and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to cut it after I've flipped it over like this. And then I'm going to kind of piece that together, just pinch it. And if you've messed up your lines when you were touching it, you can take your tool and go back in and go back over them again to make sure they're nice and deep so you can see them. And that's my one little pillow sham. And I'll do the other one, and then I'll show you how to do the round pillow. All right, so now I'm going to make a couple of extra accent pillows. So I've got another Rice Krispie treat, and I've got my circle cutter, and I'm going to cut a couple of circle pillows out of my Rice Krispie treat, like that. And I'm going to, again, make the edges a little not quite so square. And you know, these are pillows, so nothing is exact. It's all kind of floppy and whatever you can do. All right, now we're going to do hot pink accent pillows. And we are going to roll this out like this. Okay. And slide that out of the way. All right, so I want to do the same thing with this one. I want to wrap it, but because it's a circle, I can get a bigger circle cutter and figure out how much I'm going to use. So let me grab that bigger circle cutter. It's about that big. And I'm going to cut a circle of fondant and then lift this up and wrap it around. Again, you don't need to cover the whole thing because you're not going to see the back because it's going to be laying on the bed. So I'm bringing that around, not being exact because it's a pillow and it's got to have some nice little shape to it. And then I'm going to take a tool and go right in the center because I want this pillow to have a button on it. So I've made a hole and now I'm going to take this tool and give it kind of pleating where the button would have gone in, like that. And I'm going to take my another little piece and just make a little tiny button that I'm going to lay in there, like that. And I'm going to give it little holes so it looks like a button. These may need to come out a little more. And then just to give it a little extra, I'm going to take this little tool and go around the edge. So it looks like it's been sewn around the edge. And I'm just making these up as I go along. You can make up your own pillows to do whatever you want. But this is what these look like. Not perfect because it's a pillow, so it's cloth and going to be fabric-y looking. Going to put our little hole in the center. Bring out our pleating lines like that. Take our button, flatten that out a little bit. I like to put it between my fingers and spin it. It kind of gives it a round shape. Lay it in there. So if you want your pillow smooth, when you work with Rice Krispie treat, it'll be lumpy because Rice Krispie treats are lumpy. So one way to get that smooth is to melt chocolate and kind of paint it on there. And the melted chocolate will go in the crevices and the crannies of the Rice Krispie treat, and then you can fill that out and make it really smooth. I mean, it can be surprisingly smooth. These are pillows, so I don't mind if they're a little wonky like that. So there are my 2 little pillows there. And now I'm going to make the roll pillow out of white.